The people over at Atheism Plus are a radical feminist group dressed as an atheist activist group. They are lazy and present not only ignorant opinions, but dangerous ones. No less dangerous to our society and its growth than the rape culture they say permeates our country. The following is a recent blog post on their website that talks about the mass killing that recently took place in California and my critique of it. Another mass shooting, this time UC Santa Barbara. The gist, a very misogynistic nice guy posted a YouTube video vowing retribution against women who rejected him, and then went on a shooting spree. Cue the talk about having Asperger's. Cue the implied connection between Asperger's and being a murderer. While some may have been saying an unofficial diagnosis of Asperger's syndrome could have contributed to his behavior, this was quickly dismissed because, as I've already implied in this sentence, the killer was never actually diagnosed with such a disorder. However, no one ever implied that Asperger's is a contributing factor to murder. So when you start off a blog post in such a defensive manner, my red flags start to go up. The alarm starts to buzz. I am about to go on a roller coaster ride of stupidity, and I better hang on for dear life, otherwise I might fall from my chair from the riotous laughter this particular blog is about to induce. Note the silence surrounding his misogynistic views as we talk about his neurology. Don't question how the feelings he espoused in his video are incredibly typical of the rape culture world that we live in, that he was raised to believe in. What silence? You mean the scores of YouTube videos blaming misogyny? You mean the non-Atheism Plus blogs blaming misogyny? I'm sorry, I can't hear you over all this silence. Hold on a second. Okay, you were saying? He killed 7 people, and that is a tragedy. On top of that tragedy, more people are going to die. Autistic people, notably children, at the hands of those who are meant to protect them. They will be murdered in the name of parents giving up and their death forgiven due to fear of autism, because the media has linked neurodiversity with murderous tendencies so thoroughly that when a fully grown adult murders a child, they are seen to be victims of this awful life destroyed, autism. What? What the fuck are you talking about now? Autistic children are going to die at the hands of their caretakers? From which part of your ass did you pull this? And is my missing remote for my television up there too? Neurodiversity? Is that the PC way of describing the mentally ill or mentally unstable? What the fuck is neurodiversity? The only things destroying lives here is hatred. No, there are a number of things destroying lives. Harsh weather, disease, alcoholism, obesity, freak accidents, etc., etc. Hatred of women, hatred of autism. It should be clear to see that there is no need to bring neurology or mental ability into this when hate runs so thick through our culture and our media. So, all death can be blamed on hatred of women and/or hatred of autism. Seriously, is my remote up there or not? Okay, these first 2 sentences are almost unreadable. The first one, I guess, says men kill women because the culture teaches no better. The second one, I have no idea what she's trying to say there. But anyway, moving on. There is no mental illness playing a part here, unless all of society is sick. I can't say anything else. There's too many directions to go to discuss this. From the angle of misogyny, to that of autism being a demon, again to gun control, to so many intersections and in-betweens. And already I'm feeling lost for words. All I find myself thinking is no, not again. No mental illness, huh? None whatsoever. Really? Tell me, Kip Burton, aka Grimalkin, from what school did you receive your doctorate in psychology? Well, I do not have one either. I can say with confidence that this particular kid was mentally unstable. And to ignore that and dismiss the psychology behind his behavior and just call it rape culture misogyny is not only lazy, it's dangerous. Imagine if all we ever did was use our perceptual filters to create uninformed opinions on things and called those facts. Here's a tip for you. Look at how people treated mental illness just 100 years ago. Now go back even further, say 500 years ago. People with mental illnesses or neurological disorders were treated with exorcisms or even burned for being witches. I'll allow the idea that misogyny exists within our country. There really is no denying it. I'll even allow that this particular person's misogyny played a role in his behavior. But for you to watch a video of him displaying misogyny and just blame that is like walking halfway up the stairs and deciding you've reached the second floor. It is incomplete. It does not seek to find what caused not only his misogyny, but his other motivators, like his God complex, where he quite literally calls himself a god, better than all of humankind. If I were to venture a guess into what this person's root problem was, I would say a classic case of narcissistic personality disorder, including psychopathic and sociopathic tendencies. He quite obviously had an overinflated opinion of himself, thinking he was greater than all humankind. When no one shared this opinion and treated him accordingly, he grew enraged. That anger boiled over into killing 6 people plus himself.